Well, you know what they say. Say, oh, it comes again. So much on originality. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up about that. Come on. Have you any idea how difficult it is to actually write a story? You should be thankful that he at least is pulling this thing into it. But yes, this is me, the angry anime fan, the semi-retired, the spare reviewer who only reviews Eden Zero nowadays. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about The Light of Justice, which is chapter 123. A chapter that is not very high on my liking, mostly because, well, the good guys are losing. I do not accept them to be losing. Either way, first off, a nice cover page of witch cooking. I didn't know she could cook, but I guess many things happening. So what? And here we get a little bit more deeper into the character that is Justice. Although to be honest, he doesn't really have that much of a character. And I'm not saying that of bad writing. I'm saying that he doesn't have character because everything he does is a contradiction of what he truly is. There is some slight implications that he actually acknowledges this, but at the same time does not care. Is that fact that he says the Interstellar is to take down evil, or what he calls Siggy, or lawless space voyeurs like him. And the fact that he says that Eden Zero need to be investigated. I mean, this just further shows that he said he didn't care less about Siggy because he just wanted Elsie, but this just shows that his situation is very dangerous in this scenario. So in fact, if he were to investigate Eden Zero, isn't it very likely that he would actually find out that, cat lever power? Of course, Shiki can unfortunately not damage the Justice at all, as he calls his government aggressive, although Justice calls it oppressive. And here is the biggest bombshell of it all. He does say that the Interstellar normally do not have protocol to harm civilians. That seems to imply they are good. But the Russian says Interstellar are different. They are basically judges, juries, and executioners. Because it means we have the right in any situation to eradicate any target we determine to be evil. This establishes, to me at least, fully 100% that the Interstellar are not good guys. Especially if you have one who can actually be the jury, and executioner. Because that means they can target anyone who is perfectly innocent. And in this scenario, Shiki is innocent. He just knows Elsie. He hasn't done anything wrong. In fact, he has done more good than the Interstellar has done so far. He saved the B-Cubers from guilts. He defeated Draken Joe. He managed to spare Digitalis, and of course even saved Red Cave, so he's more of a hero than Interstellar than anything else. Either way, it's from this moment on that Justice activates his ether gear as his hair turns blue and entering a suit that looks very familiar to the one that Jalal wore as his one, as he calls Execute Him right here. And of course he uses Meteor, which a lot of people complain about. Why can't you just not stop complaining? Yes, I admit, even I would have felt like he should not have a meteor power, but the thing is, Jalal is a Sieg Hot clone, and Justice is a Jalal clone. They all have their original roots. The first one to use Grand Chariot and the power of a meteor was among Sighato. And this is to show that all the timelines of Hiromashima has different ones. That has nothing to do with originality. It has to do with the timeline. This is meant to be. The biggest question, if you ask me, is actually the reveal that this ether gear is actually Star Drain, as Justice completely dominates Shiki, because this also further just shows the hypocrisy of Justice. He wanted to eliminate Elsie because she used her Star Drain to take absorb the planet's ether and make it their own. However, now it is actually revealed that his ether gear is the exact same one, which means that he also will slowly kill planets if he's using that. Granted, he's an interstellar, so he can do whatever he wants, but this still just shows the hypocrisy of the man that is Justice. But here's the funny thing, though. He mentions that the reason why Star Drain is so feared is because it was a power that was feared and equal to the Dark Age magic of heavenly body magic. We haven't heard the history of the Dark Ages for a very long time, but he called it heavenly body magic. The same thing that Jalal called it in Fairy Tale. So it's a force that can control the stars. So yeah, it's a true power one. He does Gran Chariotto, but Shiki does not fall. But we then switches back to Muller as Weiss tries to stand. Muller suddenly recognizes the name that Hermito said, and actually reveals that the future Weiss Steiner is a robotic genius and a master. It is also revealed that the original Weiss never married and nor had any descendants. So it is actually turns out that among scientists, Weiss Steiner was a genius and the best of the best because he somehow proved something called the Breyer. The BRA theory or the BRAI theory or whatever. But he apparently didn't publish it. Is this finally an implication that old Weiss Steiner will come back? Because something tells me that theory is something very important that very likely will stop Siggy. But now that he sees that, Muller says that he will have the brilliant brain of young Steiner before him. But here's the thing, man. It's true that young Weiss Steiner has the same ether gear, and it's true that he has some implications that he can be a lot more greater. But unlike old Weiss Steiner, he is not a genius, and I do not think he can prove the Braille theory because he doesn't understand it yet. But despair, this is chapter is nothing but despair, as even though Shiki is alive and, shirtless for that matter, Justice calls for a new weapon to do it, and the one who saves him is none other than Elsie. Well, that was to be expected. But here's the thing is that she says that her crew will save Homura. As for the first time in this one, Elsie actually shows a furious glare to Justice, and that even makes Shiki a little bit scared, saying Justice will pay. Now the enemies have met, and this is actually the first time for real that Elsie has shown her angry side. Now, with the enemy nemesis clashing, things has really gotten a little bit interesting. We learned a lot here. We learned that Justice and Elsie had the same ether gear. Sorry. And I mean, it's been confirmed. There is not just one ether gear. Anyone can apparently get another one's ether gear, but it's not yet confirmed if how that is to be the case. But why am I suddenly getting a very strange feeling that maybe Jalal and Justice past digs deeper than we know? Well, people may complain that, well, maybe this is the same thing as in Fairy Tale, the Tower of Heaven. And for you, if you ask me, yeah, I think it is. I think this is a Tower of Heaven situation. Only this time it was something reversed. So maybe something what Elsie did that Justice didn't like. Unlike Fairy Tale, where it was something Jarl did that Elsa didn't like. But I also believe that maybe it wasn't slavery this time. Maybe, it was slavery, but not what you think. Because Justice, especially in this one, is confirmed to be a very fighting monster. So why am I actually getting a feeling that maybe the Interstellar was trying to build super soldiers, and Elsie is that super soldier? Maybe Justice blames Elsie for the loss of comrades, or maybe for ruining their things that he was gonna do. Either way, Jalal's sense of Justice sense of justice. I thought that it was so much Jalal that I actually said that. Oh, I can't believe I actually said that. has a very warped sense of justice. It's truly hypocritical, and if you ask me, not justice at all. I did not enjoy seeing Shiki being kicked around like that, nor did I like that Muller is now having wise everything here. Yes, but if there is one silver line of greatness, is the fact that Shiki survived the bombardment of Grand Chariotto, and Justice himself confirmed that if left alone, or if he grows, whatever, then Shiki will become a threat, which means that may not be on that power level yet, but he will be soon. So yeah, well, let's see how it goes. Merry Christmas, everyone.